Goddag, my name is MagentaLewi and welcome to the Minecraft Live recap. Now, it's already been a day, but I have not seen anybody do a true recap of the full show, like telling everything that's happening, and I've never seen anybody talk about the deep dive that they did after the show. So I will tell you everything that you need to know, not all the small details, but just everything you need to know, and also talk a little bit about what is actually worth going back and watching if you haven't done so already. So without further ado, let's get straight into the recap. By the way, this video is very much like the other videos that I do of the updates, where I go through everything you need to know without going into detail with all of the small bug fixes and all that kind of stuff. I only talk about what is actually worth knowing, and if you want to watch more of that, you should of course subscribe, as that is also a great way of helping a small YouTuber grow. If we go through the full show in order, the first thing we see is a fun intro with a lot of fun animations as we know and love them. Mojang makes some amazing animations and they are just so fun to watch, going with great music and all that. And besides the fun animations, there's also a lot of fun gags of the Mojang office where the show is recorded. So I would highly recommend that you go watch the show just for those gags. It's super fun. The first epic thing that we get to know through this show is that the Copper Age, the next drop, is going live on the 30th September, so that is on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. We finally get the Copper Age at that time. And if you don't know what is coming in the Copper Age game drop, I also have a video that will go live on Tuesday, and if you can't wait to know what is in the update, one of my last videos was actually talking about everything we know so far, so make sure to check those videos out. Then the hosts of this Minecraft Live talk a little bit about what they are looking forward to in this game drop, and one of the coolest things that they actually share is ideas for how to use the shelves as also decorative blocks, and there's just some awesome ideas in here that I think you should go check out. Then they give some more details on what is coming in this game drop, and that is of course more copper and more use for the copper. They also talk a little bit about the copper golem, and we also see how they make the sound effects of the copper golem, which is super duper fun, but nothing new if you've been following the updates of this game drop. They also talk a little about how to use the statues of the copper golem. And then there are some more cool things to use the shelves with, or what to do with the shelves. So a lot of cool ideas and insider knowledge about the next game drop. That segment's straight into a Happy Ghast music video with a very, very catchy song, and it's just so fun with a lot of these very well-known and fun animations that Mojang do, and it's just a great song. I mean, it's super catchy. They've uploaded the song just as a video for itself on Mojang's or Minecraft's YouTube channel, and you should go check it out. The next part of the show is a showcase of 3 community members and how they use Minecraft, and one of them is an architecture, the other one is an artist, and the final one is like a grandma that is a streamer. And then they show the next collaboration that they do on their marketplaces, and this one is Dragon Ball. Oh my goodness, looks so super cool. So if you like the collaborations that they do with other franchises on the marketplace, you should definitely check this one out. It looks so cool. And now we get into the part that I know most people are talking about, and it's probably also what you've been waiting for, but I also want to say that I'm gonna mix this with what they do in the Dig Aftershow, which I've not heard anybody talk about. So what they are showing now is of course what's coming in the next game drop, the final game drop for 2025, and it's super duper awesome. Because we are going to the ocean and we are going under the water to see that the Nautilus shell finally has a creature. We got the Nautilus. It's now an official mob in Minecraft. And they talk about it like it's the happy ghast of the sea, so you move around the same way you would with a happy ghast just under the sea. And you tame the Nautilus with the pufferfish, which doesn't have much use other than water breathing, which also makes sense for this new mob, because you can tame them with the pufferfish and then put a saddle on them, and then you can move around like a happy Ghast, just under the sea. And the cool thing is that you get a new effect that is called Breath of Nautilus, and that is actually underwater breathing. So you want a choke underwater when you are riding the Nautiluses. And you can also build and break underwater just as easily as if you were over the water, and if you are like standing on the ocean floor, of course, you break and build faster when you do that, but now you can actually be free floating in the water and still do that very fast when you're sitting on the Nautilus. And it can also dash through the water, so it's quicker when you use the dash underwater, and you can also jump over the water surface. Just make sure you don't land on, well, land, because yeah, Nautiluses, they need to be in the water. Then they're also showing off that we get Nautilus armor, so that the Nautilus is actually defended when you are riding around on it. And why would you need to defend your Nautilus? Well, because we also get the zombie Nautilus. And they spawn with Drowned on them, so they can actually speed after you. Drowned are very easy to escape from because they're very slow, but when they are sitting on a Nautilus, it's gonna be a whole different game. And to make it even worse, these Drowned can also spawn with Tridents, so they will go after you. And you can of course also feed the Nautilus's pufferfish after taming them, and that will give you a baby Nautilus if you make them breed. But that is not the only thing that they reveal about the next game drop, because they also reveal that we will get a new weapon once again, and this time it is the spear. You craft it with 2 sticks and then 1 ingot, so it's not very expensive, and you can use both a jab and a charge attack. And they actually show this in the deep dive afterwards. So the jab is just like a quick attack, but the charge is a longer attack where you take the spear down and then it will be like steady, and then when you speed into people, the attack damage depends on the speed that you are hitting people with. And in this state where it's stable down, it will also dismount and use knockback on others. But then if it starts wobbling a little bit, it will only do damage and then maybe the dismount. But then if it like starts really wobbling, then it will only do attack based on the speed that you are hitting people with. So you can actually use this just running, but also on horseback, on Ghast back, or maybe piggy ride, I don't know. Yeah, so the attack actually depends on the speed that you're going with. Super duper cool. And it looks like the speed goes up when you're charging, as we can see here on these Ghasts, but it might just be something they are showing off to show how it's used, you know. It might not actually be that it speeds you up. And then when it wobbles too much, the spear will go back up, and then you have to like charge once again. The final thing that we see in this coming game drop is that the zombie horse, which was usually locked behind creative play, is actually joining survival now. So zombie horses will actually spawn in survival Minecraft now, and they will spawn with a zombie with a spear on top, so you can actually go jousting against zombies on zombie horses. And then finally they revealed that the next game drop will be called Mounts of Mayhem, and that is a super cool title. So it's not ocean based as many people thought it would be, but it's about like mounting animals, and in this case of course the Nautilus, but then also the zombie Nautilus and the zombie horse. So I'm thinking, could there be other things as well that could tie into this title? I don't know, maybe there's other things that you could mount as well, other mobs that you could mount. And yeah, that was actually the final thing from the live show. And then they of course went into the deep dig, which I've already shown a little bit from, but besides talking about the spear itself, they also try jousting against each other, so you can really see how the spear works. And then finally they do a Nautilus race. They have like this racetrack where they are racing on the Nautiluses, so we can really see how you can use the Nautiluses to transport yourself as well. So the deep dig is actually also really good to watch if you want to know those details that I've seen nobody talk about. And yeah, there we go. That was actually everything that was revealed under the Minecraft Live September show that aired yesterday. And yeah, it was pretty super fun, and if you found this recap of it fun as well and useful, then please do let me know down down in the comments below, and also leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Please do help a small YouTuber grow and subscribe to let me know that you want to watch more of these videos and that you find it useful that I do these recaps. With all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.